Well, once again, we're here at 2011 SEMA, but the thing is, we're in the Mopar performance booth. And Dale, you are the man that controls all the fun stuff. Probably every guy's dream job, you get to play with horsepower. And we've got some really nice trophies down along the stage here. And let's start with the first one right here.
That is correct. This is an example of what can be done with a Gen 3 Hemi. We built this engine to show new modern technology, old school looks. The key here is we have a new kit we introduced at SEMA, which is right in this area here, which allows you to run a distributor with the Gen 3 Hemi. So if you don't want to mess with electronics, you want the old school carburetors, distributor, this allows you to do it. You can imagine in a street rod how this would look. It looked pretty awesome. Has the Mopar style valve covers, carburetors, our Mopar manifold, the kit, very nice kit, really cool in my opinion. Headers, you can imagine this in a street rod.
I mean, I'm looking at the valve covers alone, I mean, are so much different than when you say old school. And I'm looking at chrome carburetors.
Yeah.
But, you know, as we work our way towards the right, they get a little bit crazier, a little bit bigger.
Now we're gonna go up. We're gonna get some horsepower. By the end of the day here, we'll have a lot of horsepower. This particular engine is what we introduced last year. It's a fully aluminum block, aluminum head, 426 crate engine. The unique new feature for this year is we have a complete wiring harness, throttle body, and engine controller. So if you want to take this engine and you want to put it in an older vehicle, it will allow you to run the electronics properly, plumb it for your fuel injection, you're ready to go. We also include a base calibration so you have a good starting point. You may have to go in with your laptop and tune it a little bit depending on the configuration of the vehicle, but the bottom line is it's called a ready to run kit. It's made for this engine, has a calibration for this engine.
Now we work our way down here. And
moving up is the big brother.
No, but the thing is, this block looks so much smaller than that block. I mean, less components, less exterior components. It looks so much different. But you're saying it's bigger?
It's actually the same engine. It's a 426 cubic inch Gen 3 all aluminum crate engine. This one is 540 horsepower as you get it. This one is 590 horsepower as you get it. Now the nice thing is it has a little better head. It has a freer breathing head, and it has a more aggressive cam in it. We also have a ready-to-run kit for the 426, what we call high-output Gen 3 Hemi. So you get, again, throttle body, base calibration, engine wiring harness. The differences externally from the two engines is the higher-end valve cover comes standard, billet fuel rails come standard, you get the pressure gauge, you get the braided line here. So we've dressed it up a little bit from a look standpoint because it is our high-output engine.
And then we get really crazy here, and the thing that I noticed, first thing that jumps out at me is the Viper valve covers.
This is 2 more cylinders. So we
that explains everything.
8, we're going to 10. We not only want more horsepower, we want more cylinders. So this is a Viper-based upgrade kit, and what it's for, if you have a Gen 3 Viper, and you say, God, I love this car, I don't want to get rid of it, but I want more horsepower, we've made it really easy now. You can get up to 150 horsepower increase by adding this kit. Now, to get the full 150, you will need the headers, but you get a computer reflash. You send it back into to Mopar, it's reflashed. You get the Gen 4 cylinder head, which fits on the Gen 3 block. It's been machined properly. You get this custom upper intake, which enhances the capability of the engine. You get a hardware kit. Basically, you're ready to go. So if you want to have more fun on track day, you got a Gen 3 Viper, I definitely recommend this.
Now we got one more here. Holy smokes.
Say 590 horsepower, nah, it's not enough. 800 horsepower. This is a modern Viper engine that's built by a professional engine builder, one at a time, by hand. It gives you 800 horsepower, 512 cubic inches. Comes complete. It's got fully forged rotating assembly, high compression. It's just a bad engine, and it makes a ton of power. And if you want a drag race version of this competition series engine, it's available now. We are looking at a road race version of this. We're also looking at an off-road version of this. So this is what we call our V10 competition series engine, the first version of it.
Now, obviously, if you're into motors this deep, guys already know where to find these things, how to get their hands on them. But just in case they don't, where would they go?
Okay, you can buy these performance parts at any authorized Chrysler brand dealer. And when I say Chrysler brand, I mean all of them. I mean Dodge, I mean Ram, I mean SRT, I mean the Mopar, any of those dealers. Now, we have a network of WDs, which we call warehouse distributors, that will sell you these parts. And also, if you say, I don't know, I want to just talk to somebody, we have our direct connection tech line. Direct connection tech line is 888-528 Hemi. And the gentlemen that man that line are total gearheads.
Well, you start taking the words out of my mouth. Go right ahead.
Okay, what we have here is 800 horsepower, not enough. Okay, 1,500. This is our new Pro Stock head. New for a 12th season will be the symmetrical port design. This is our current Pro Stock head. You notice it has an asymmetrical port design head. We will continue to offer these. We think these may give the teams a little bit of an advantage.
Now, when you talk about Pro Stocks, I can't help but think what we have behind us right now. And as much as I want to look at these motors, my eyes kept getting drawn to what was up on stage. I need a closer look at these. In fact, one was just unveiled yesterday afternoon for the first time for the public. And what's the story on Jeg Coughlin's car here?
Well, Mopar has always been a very, very strong proponent of NHRA drag racing. We love it. It's part of our DNA. It's in our blood. We have Alan Johnson's team. It's been very, very successful. What's better than one team? Two Mopar teams. So this year we brought Jeg Coughlin over. He's in the fold now. We have the Jegs Mopar team, and we are very excited about the potential here. This is a brand new car. This is the first time it's been publicly shown. We introduced Jegs yesterday as the driver, and we are really, really excited and looking forward to the 2012 season.
Absolutely astounding. May I?
Absolutely.
Take a look at the inside of this thing. Everything appears to be carbon fiber. The gauges, I don't even know what half of them are in there for, but wow. And what are the top speeds in Pro Stock?
These cars will run from 205 to 212, depending on track, temperature, all those kind of conditions. And you'll see ETs of 6.5, little up, in that general area, 6.6, depending if it's high altitude, depending if it's Gainesville, good air, bad air. So you're looking at some pretty serious power to weight. They run about 2,350 pounds with the drivers. As we said, a good estimate of power is in the 1,500 horsepower range. Carburetors, doors, transmissions, it's a real car. It's not a funny car. It's not a top fuel dragster. It's a real car based on the kind of car that you drove on the street and evolved into a professional class racer.
Dale, in today's economy, people are cutting back, people are doing without, but it's so neat to see Mopar back in such a huge way. In the last 2 years, you guys have jumped into the deep end of the pool head first, not only in the racing world here in the drag strip, but also in the off-road world, which I'm involved in. And thank you so much for being a part of it, and thank you for spending time with us this afternoon.
My pleasure. We've got the best fans in the world. Mopar has the best enthusiasts in the world, and we feel they deserve the best products.
There you have it. Can't end anybody to that. Nice job. Thank you.